Hey out there, this is April 27th, Sunday, 2014. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about duality. This may be a term that most people have used or at least heard. And, um, and it refers to, uh, take for example, a magnet. A magnet has a north and south pole. And depending on which two poles are facing each other, they can either repel, repulse, or they can attract. And that to me is basic scientific duality. And this is a case of opposites attracting. And the power of a magnet would be absent. It would be void if they didn't have these opposite qualities built in. So it's a critical part of the puzzle of understanding scientific duality. Another example would be gravity. In order to have gravity, mass is required. And the mass that most people are familiar with would be the mass of the Earth. And understanding that in space, where there's no atmosphere, there's no gravity, there's no pull or push. I say pull or push because scientists still debate whether or not gravity is a push or a pull force. Irregardless of that, we know that in space there is no gravity. It's a neutral gravity zone because you're not near enough any mass to be attracted or repelled, pulled or pushed. Another example might be electricity, where you have a negative charge and you have a positive charge. And the electricity is impotent, completely impotent without its opposite complementary half. So this to me is understanding duality in a scientific way. Now, I've met some people that I have gotten into philosophical discussions with, and they seem to believe in a different form of duality. And when I start talking about the evils in the world, for example, they're quick to point out that, well, without the evil, without the bad, you wouldn't know the good. And indicating that they believe the evil is a necessary opposite force of nature that's required for us to appreciate or to even be able to understand what good is. And to me, this is where I get a little passionate because I don't buy that at all. To compare scientific duality, where opposites either attract or repel, with this form of duality that they're talking about, the good versus evil, evil versus good, how this is some kind of a necessary evil, that, I just don't buy it at all. And I see evil as a totally unnecessary irritant. I would compare it to thorns on a rose. And I ask you, what use are the thorns on a rose bush when they don't keep any of the damaging insects away? They don't keep the deer away. They wouldn't keep a goat away. And I'm not certain, but I don't think they would keep cattle away either. So, you see, the thorns really have no known purpose. They're unnecessary. And I would say the same thing about evil, that it has no known purpose. It is totally unnecessary. And that our object as decent human beings should be to render evil irrelevant, to dominate evil with truth. By being in the right, you are siding with a far more powerful force, because there's one thing that is true about evil, is that it is a force to be reckoned with. It will not subside on its own. It needs to be corralled. It needs to be told what it can and cannot do. It needs to be put in its place. The task of doing that isn't fun. I would liken it to doing surgery on somebody that doesn't want surgery done. This is what speaking truth to liars is. It's not fun. It's no fun being unjustly hated. I think everybody would agree with that. When somebody claims you're wrong or believes you're wrong for something you're absolutely certain is improperly placed blame on you, that's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling to be hated when you know that you've given no justifiable reason to be hated. And it's an unfortunate reality that all the good and upright, decent people out there in this world have to face. In fact, the problem is so pernicious, it's so acute, that we're hated as human beings for the mere fact that we are human beings made in the image and likeness of the Creator. And that evil, if you really research it, you'll find out that it was made in the image and likeness of a snake, a serpent. It's not pretty, not like a human being is pretty, and it resents humanity for our relationship with the Creator that it doesn't have, and it's constantly trying to pull us down into its mentality, and its mentality is a rebellious one that wants to challenge the authority of the sovereign Creator, God Almighty. This cosmic set of parents I call God. And it's reasonable to assume that our divine parents, our cosmic parents, love us very much. I think it's very fair to say that. And that it's logical and reasonable to assume that any one of us as a parent certainly, unquestionably wants the very best for our children. So it is no way presumptuous to assume that God Almighty wants the best for us. We want our children to be happy. We want our children to be prosperous. We want our children to be secure, successful, at peace. We want them to be comforted. We don't want them to worry. We want them to be unselfish. We want them to love others. That is, to care about others. We'd like them to be the kind of people that they like to meet. Honorable, dignified. And to offer others the same things that they like for themselves. To treat others the way they want to be treated under similar circumstances to the person that we're relating with, which might be a stranger, it might be a friend, it might be an acquaintance, it might be a family member, it might be an enemy. It doesn't really matter who that person is. The fact is that what we wish for another is what we are wishing for ourselves. We cannot do wrong to others and expect wrong not to come to us. These are immutable laws of the universe, like the karmic laws you've heard about. This is the law of cause and effect. What goes around comes around. If we cause trouble for others, we too shall be caused trouble. That's why God calls upon those His followers that are trusting in Him to be peacemakers. That we have to understand fundamentally that we are born with the ability to be deceitful, to lie. That it's like duality understood on a DNA, a genetic level, that we're fighting a battle right within our own essence. And we have to help other people to understand what's going on. That there is a fight going on within the own members of our body to be truthful or to be dishonest. And nobody can make that decision but ourselves. But we have to understand the most powerful force in the universe is rooting for all of us, wanting the best for all of us, not some of us, and valuing us above all else. There's nothing on this planet more valuable than the human being. We are indeed what the Creator is after. And what exactly is that? It's friends, it's souls, it's hearts and minds. That is our true essence. That is what really gives us substance, because as we know, the body is very tenuous. It here today, gone tomorrow. It's a vehicle that gets our true essence around. And it's a wonderful, miraculous vehicle that combines senses, the sense of sight and taste and smell and touch and sound. And we know that there are more senses than that. We know about invisible senses like intuition. We know that we have invisible qualities within our essence, within our being, that are priceless. That no matter what someone might offer us for our soul, for example, for the affections of our heart and our mind, our beliefs, that we wouldn't trade for anything. Quite the contrary, in fact, we'd give all the substance of our household to make sure we could keep that one thing. That invisible quality that truly made us who we are. And that is a beautiful, wonderful thing that every one of us has the opportunity to seize upon and to value it above all else. Value the truth, value knowledge, value wisdom, value your relationship with your Creator, which nobody can take from you. It's the only thing nobody can take from you. Because somebody can take your body, they could kill you. What's left after that is your hope that you truly are beloved by a very powerful force. This almighty Creator God force, this mysterious, miraculous Creator of the universe and all that is contained therein. And that this force represents every single good quality, characteristic, and attribute. And whatever you seek with all your heart, you will receive. If you are determined and you seek diligently to find peace and joy and contentment, to be free from your enemies, inasmuch as they don't have a hold on your heart and your mind and your spirit and your soul, that you can truly do what God commands us, and you can bless your enemies, knowing that you can trust God and that God is not stupid and He's not going to bless your enemy in a way that's contrary to the way they need to be blessed.